Now, hello everyone, my name is Manon. I'm going to do the class 201 today. We hope that everything will get much better than yesterday. We had a few glitches. The team worked all night to make sure that Sudowrite was stable. We have to give them a lot of credit because Sudowrite is using a lot of models to make this a perfect package for us to write everything that we want to write with. So if one of those models, like ChatGPT or Claude or any other one, are unstable, and that's the one we're using, as we're using Sudowrite, well, that's not Sudowrite's fault. It's because the main model is also having problem. So hopefully everything is going to be perfect today, and we can get all those questions we could not do yesterday. So bear with me. I will try to stay and speak slowly. I know I have an accent. I'm going to try to speak slowly. And sorry, I took a booster just before the class, so I hope I will stay calm. I just want to stay awake. All right, so this course is for people who are new to writing with AI. You will learn how to write a story start to finish. No, that's not true. That's not going to happen today. You're going to learn how to use the tools and manipulating the tools to do your story. And I'm going to do a refresher for what we did yesterday because I decided to use a story that everyone knows. As you know, I'm using Cinderella. And I'm going to teach you in the same time that the AI doesn't write the same way for everyone. You can take everything from the story that I put into the document, which I will put right here. You can share it. Tell me if it's working. You can take everything I put in the document, put it in Sudowrite, and ask all the same question, and you're going to get a different story. Some stuff will be similar, but things will be different. Thank you, Nicole. Next. So we have the introduction we're doing right now. We're going to do demonstration, and yes, we're going to go in Story Bible. We did write and rewrite yesterday and describe. So hopefully you can actually go back in the 101 when it's up. You can look at it. And we're going to do Q&A. Q&A, you can put your question in the chat at any time. I have fantastic co-hosts which will catch your question and answer you. And if it's very, very important, you're going to let me know and we can answer for everyone to hear at the same time. You can also raise your hand from the little raise button in the reaction. And when we see that, we're going to give you the permission, to speak and tell the story out loud. So yesterday was the 101, today the 201. Tomorrow we're going to have the 301, which is the most advanced one. And on Friday, I'm doing to teach you guys how to write in different language. Any question this far? All right, let's close this one. Need to see what you see there. Okay, you see this one. So let's get into the class here. So yesterday we showed you the icons, what they do, how to join Discord. You can go into the document and click on all the link. Everything that I use to help me, I'm one of the person which has PTSD and a few things. I need things to read to me. So I write my story and I get Speechify to read it back to me. I use Grammarly because English is not my first language, it's my second language. So I need Grammarly to correct all my English as much as possible. And I can tell you one thing, after writing in English for years, I'm much better in English to write than I am in French. So that's a good thing. Yes, it is. They are great tools. The icon we showed yesterday, how to reach and how to get into Sudowrite through Discord, all the guides, the suggestion, how to email Sudowrite. So let's close this one. We have all our gear icon on top, so you can go back and read this if you want to know more. If you're very stuck somewhere, raise your hand. We're going to go back and help you on that. So that gear icon is done. And the 101, our class note from yesterday are here. So we did the story of Cinderella. I had already my synopsis, I already had my outline, my character, everything is written down. So I can use that and show you that if you have your own project that you bring to Sudowrite, and you don't want to start with something new and try to learn everything, but you want to learn really with something that you already have, this is why I use Cinderella for showing you how to bring your own work into Sudowrite from the start. Because most of us, that's what we do when we get to Sudowrite. We already have story that we want to polish or fix or, you know, all that stuff. So that's why we all come to Sudowrite, most of us anyway. I think I would say 90% of us do that. What do you think, Nicole?
I would say yes.
Yeah, sounds good. So this is the Cinderella story from yesterday. So without waiting too long, let's jump into our story Bible. So I'm going to go directly into Sudowrite. Let's get this guy on the side. Let's get this one on top. Sudowrite. So our first screen is right here. Our class is here. You can see that we have our title, so it's easy for us to find our story. So let's jump right in. Yesterday, people, before the end of the class or right after the class finished, it says, how do we get these bucks? Just going to go quickly on that because I like everything to be extremely ordered around me and I like to get my stuff very quickly. I made these little box, and like I showed yesterday, you just go add, you can have your folder. So basically your folder is where you put everything that you want for part of your story, and a blank document. And that's where we got blocked yesterday. We couldn't do our first draft because the program wasn't working. So I'm going to start exactly where we stopped yesterday, first draft, to show you what it's going to do with the synopsis of Cinderella. And that will also give you an idea on how to work on nonfiction, article, essay, poem, everything you can do in first draft. And Nicole can attest to that. She's using first draft a lot on many different documentation she's working on. Want to tell a bit about that, Nicole?
Oh, I love First Draft for so much. You can do, it's one of my go-tos for nonfiction. I also have plugins now that I actually prefer, but if you write nonfiction, I'm always going to suggest you try out First Draft first. It's awesome for that. And it's also great to play with for ideas, character backstory ideas. If you're doing fantasy, you can ask First Draft for ideas for spells, magical abilities, all kinds of world building elements. It's a really great tool to have right here, and it's not as restricted going to ChatGPT directly, but yet it still uses GPT-4.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. So under my story element is basically I brought my book. So I brought Cinderella inside Sudowrite. I got my brain dump, which is everything I know about my story that I want to write about. I know the style and the genre, which is a fairy tale, romance, fantasy. The story of Cinderella embodied a timeless genre of fairy tales with its enchanting blend of magic, romance, and moral lesson. So this is the style that I wrote on the side. So I brought everything in. I got my little synopsis, which not little, is fairly big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use my synopsis. I'm going to copy my synopsis. And I'm going to show you what we do now. This is Story Bible. Oh, sorry, we're going to go in first draft. First draft, because we have many ways with Sudowrite to start a story. So I'm going to see if I can give you at least 3 of them. And we're going to start with first draft. So I copy my synopsis. I'm going to add a new document. With first draft, you have to have a new document totally empty. You may have this, that's okay. You can click on, click off. That's okay, as long as this is empty. You go under the plugin, you go all the way to the bottom and you see first draft. And you click first draft. And I'm going to ask Sudowrite to write me a story with this, or you can ask anything you want. The problem with first draft is you cannot go and do enter. And that's what most of us like to do. We go and enter because we ask our question. So for me, if I want to ask something for this one, I can ask, because I love my story, I can ask, what can I ask? Can you please, give me an outline for my synopsis? Can you give me an outline for my synopsis? And you already have my synopsis. Let's see what it's going to give me with that. And you just go and click enter. In the kingdom, at the heart of this timeless, forced to take the role of servant, determined to seize the opportunity as the evening progressed. So it gave me an outline, but not an outline like we want, you know, the one who says Act 1, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. He didn't put any of the chapter. He just gave me the big part of like Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. And he gave me a title for the outline, The Enchanted Kingdom. So we could go this way. We could read the whole thing and says, okay, we like it. It seems to be basically the same than the real story of Cinderella, which is good. What else can we ask in this page? Someone asked me something earlier about.
Do you want to go back into first draft or just want prose?
Repeat that again.
Do you want more questions to ask for first draft, or do you want just to work on that prose?
I'm going to work on that prose. And before I go too far, remember earlier someone asked if we can change names or get better names?
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to get ChatGPT to give us something here. What's the maximum we can go? Quick edit.
1,000 for the quick tools.
1,000. So we have 442 words. You see when I highlight text, we got the rewrite, describe, quick edit, or you can do that Command K. And for the PC, what is it again?
Control K on PC, Command K on Mac, or just highlight.
So we have 616 words. Let's see if we can get it to give us different names. So, oh boy, it's giving me, see this?
That's a good thing to screenshot right there, and I can pass it along to the team.
Yeah.
And what she's doing too with the quick chat, how she noted that the first draft format didn't come in the expected outline. She could actually ask, highlight all that like she did. She could also ask quick chat to put this in an outline format. So quick chat has a lot of uses too.
Yeah. So let's find that question we had earlier. Find new original name. It's hard to write with this. Can you give me new original names for the story? Enter. Hopefully we can see the result. It's thinking. So this is the free. We have an answer, but I cannot go to it.
Yeah, I would exit out and just do it again, honestly. Hopefully it pops up in a better spot.
Yeah.
This is a new feature, y'all. Like they came out with this, what, 2, maybe 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And they dove into Story Bible, so it hasn't been tweaked too much, but they have a list of improvements already.
No, it doesn't want to do it. So I'm going to bring it to a different screen and see if it's going to work. This part here, before I go, when it's toggled off, this quick and this quick edit and quick chat is free for you to use. So it's ChatGPT and it's free. If you toggle it on, is going to use credit. Okay. So let's see if we can get on a different, if I do a refresh, maybe let's try with a refresh. Hopefully it's not going to crash like yesterday. Let's try this again with a refresh. I try to get a bit less words so it doesn't get all the way to the bottom. Quick edit, quick chat, question, enter. There, it doesn't like it when we get all the way to the bottom. So how about The Enchanted Heart, A Tale of Ever After? This title captures the romantic. It's giving me a title. Emphasizes the enchantment, love central, Cinderella journey. So he gave me a title and not, oh, I put name. I should have put down character. So I'm going to copy the answer because you cannot have this in the history. So if you want to keep the answer, you have to copy it. And I'm going to put it in the bottom. And I like to put lines for me to know it's not part of that and put it there. So I have my answer. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, no, sorry. I want new characters names, please. And I'm very polite with, I want new characters name. And I'm going to make sure it has new original character names. Let's see what it's going to do with that. There we go. So he's changing Cinderella for Serafina, the Prince Charming for Orion, the stepmother Lady Tremaine for Evangeline. So he's giving you new names for the story. And you can keep going until you have names that you want. So I'm going to say thumbs up. I like those, or good answer. I'm just letting him know that we got some answer, which is fine. Close. Going to copy my answer. And it's going to ask you other question at the bottom. So do these names resonate with your character in the story? And you can say yes, no, and keep going. So I hope that answered the question for how to get more names using the free tools that we have in Sudowrite. This is one part of working with it. Let's close this. Now, we have a bigger synopsis there, a story with each chapter has a little part, and all you have to do is to bring it into your outline if you want. Or we just keep going and use the two other ways to make our story. So go back in my synopsis, get my original synopsis back, copy it. And if I go here, we're going to go on, or we're going to derail. So I'm going to show you Canva quickly, if it's possible. This is our big pin board. And we're going to ask for an outline with our synopsis. Here you have your choice. You can choose the outline you want. You can choose the hero's journey, and you can go in and read everything that you see here and see if it resonates with your story. You can have the Hollywood beats, story circle, or romance. So for this one, I guess we'll go with the hero's journey would be good. Oh, story circle. Let's go with that one here. And I can show you the different one anyway. So let's go with this one. And I'm not sure if it's going to take all the words. Oh, it then took what I was asking for. So I have to go back and catch my synopsis. It then copy all of it. So all copy canvas. Ctrl-V. All right. I hope I didn't go too fast. You're still following what I'm doing. Now here, as you can see, things can be very, very big. So on the bottom here on the right, you can get your screen a bit smaller so you can see better what's going on. And you can move all those boxes in a way that it's easier for you to work with. So we have our synopsis for the hero's journey. And we assume that everything is good. And you can go also in our little documentation and you can go and read all of it. So we assume that everything is good. We know our story of Cinderella. So we says, okay, let's generate. You press on that button. And we're going to generate a full outline for Cinderella. As you generate, someone who bring their own story in and they don't want to do this, they can do the same thing that we're going to do with Story Bible. We can take our outline that we already have drawn, and you can bring every single box, you can fill it by hand. Once you fill a box by hand, you cannot go back and do generate a full outline. It's going to delete everything you wrote. So one thing that I like to do to get more idea for my story, things that I may not have thought about, and it's a very good idea, I like to generate a full outline, and I like to go read all of them before I go and play and says, okay, I don't like this one. I prefer my own outline. I like this box better. I'm going to switch it. And then, you know what I mean? So you can get your box in it and use also the one Sudowrite is giving you. In this also, if a box you don't like in the kingdom of ever after, Cinderella lives a life of luxury and privilege with her loving parents. Okay, that's a different story. So if I want different boxes, I can ask Sudowrite to generate option for these boxes and only these boxes. You click this one here, and it's going to generate 3 more boxes for you. Again, you can move your boxes to be able to work with it better. You can read every single one of them. So in the bustling, in the kingdom. These two seems to be similar. Bustling, Kingdom of Ever After, and Miss the Splendor of the Grand Castle, Rolling Hill. That seems to be closer to what I had before. So if I decide to use this one, now let's see if Sudowrite is going to work on this. I want to get this box. So you click outside, you see now they all separated. And I have to get the little corner to get the box to move for me.
Click around the edge. Somewhere on the edge
There we
usually.
go. You have to get on around the edge. Then you have to hover.
Gotta hold it still, like get it over the middle and then hold it.
There we go. You hold it still on top until you get those dot, dot, dot. Then you let go. Then your new box is there. Thank you, Nicole. And this is the old box. You can keep it on the side here. In the same time, I didn't want to stay too long in the canvas. What I like to do with this in canvas, I like to do my character in canvas. And try to remind me to go back once we have our character box filled up. I'm going to copy my character, bring them into canvas, and get a character box with the image for each of my character right here in canvas. So that's going to be my wall of pin sticky note. So we have that way to do our outline, and I can do the same thing over and over and choose every single outline and do the same thing and kick bash all the different things that we want to work with. So let's see if I get the story circle, use story circle. Are you sure you want changing the structure? It's supposed to give me a different one. Can we not do more than one?
Yes, click there you go. You have
There we
to
go.
make it first.
Sorry, Manon.
Yes.
It was asked if you could make your window screen bigger, so because your browser window is smaller than the screen, maybe it's like more visible for people. Can you make that?
Is that better? Let me know if it's better.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on chat. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the same synopsis that we had earlier, I'm using it in story circle. This one is also a circle like the other one. So which one is not a circle, is going in line? That was the other one. So with this,
Sorry, I was thinking, I think that's Hollywood Beats, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so this one is doing a story circle like the other one, but is having less chapter for the hero's journey, or the story circle, and the hero's journey is having more. So let's generate so you can see the difference on this one, and then I'm going to show you the other one. I don't know if it's going to allow me to do something else. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. I should have. So if you want to undo, no, it's not going to undo. Idea boo-boo. Oh, it doesn't want to. I cannot delete it. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I did a small boo-boo here, but I wanted to show a different, the Hollywood one. Is it the one? Yeah. Okay, there we go. So during this one was doing our story circle, and you can go in and read everything again. You can kick bash between them, and you can do the same thing. And you see the Hollywood Beats is not in a circle, and it's a lot, there's 15 parts to it. And you can do the same thing. Put your synopsis in and generate. You can do it with all of them, and you can work this way. For people which used to work with pinboard and walls and sticky note, sometimes we feel better to work that way. So sometimes it's a nice way to go. Any question for Canvas? Canvas, yeah.
No questions in chat. Does anybody have anything? I do want to say she's showing y'all this just to give y'all options for different ways y'all can generate an outline and get some ideas. If you don't have it fully fleshed out, you can do all these different versions because each one's going to focus on something different.
Yeah.
And you can piece together what you like.
Exactly. So that gives you idea. Once you're like on a roadblock, that's a good one to go and check and have idea for your story. So that gives you, that's 3 different ways, and there's another one, but we're not going to stay all day on this one. So you know how to work on Canvas, and Nicole has an excellent class in the video. Is it published yet, Nicole?
Yes, ma'am, and I just linked it in chat actually.
Perfect.
Thank
So you
you.
can go and check Nicole classes, and she explained very well how to use Canvas. So one thing that I want to show here on top, you have your story Bible that you can go directly to it. You can go directly in Canvas also. And then here, you can export your documentation, your books to a program. You can duplicate your story or your project. So if someone having a series of books, which is always on the same subject, and they says, okay, I like my character, I like all these things, I just don't want to rewrite each time I'm starting a new book, you can duplicate and go from there. You have to go inside your project and delete a lot of stuff to do a new book, but a lot of things that you need is going to be there, and it's good to use. It saves you a lot of time. So what I'm going to do in Canvas, I'm going to also show you how to take one of those outline. And I'm going to see if I can get it bigger so you can see. I have to remove the chat from me. So if I like my outline here, you go on the 3 little dot here on the main square of your outline, and you say copy to outline to clipboard. So click on that. You click on the little house. You go into your project. And then I'm going to make a new box here under, I'm going to do a box for 201. So I'm going to do a new folder. I'm going to rename it 201. And I'm going to do a new blank. And I'm going to pass my outline. The same thing, doesn't matter. So this is my outline from the canvas. You may have to go in. I tried to get the thing to come in with all the separation, but it just gave me all stuck together. So you can just go in and clean it up. And from there, you can also work, fix it, use all the other tools on top that you want to make your story better. Put your you author into the story. There we go. So that's how you fix it up a little bit. And then you have an outline that you can work with.
Maybe I'll add something.
Yes, go ahead.
So she just went through that, you know, of course, we're assuming, sorry, I just took a sip of water. We're assuming you're going to take the time to also edit. She just showed y'all how to do stuff in Canvas. We don't have the time to actually edit. But let's say you went through, edited it. You're still not quite happy though. So where she is now, this is what we keep referring to as far as reiterating things. So now she can highlight this again, go back into quick chat or quick edit, ask it to do something in particular, to add a subplot, to add a character arc, character's arc plot points. She could use the laser tools, the describe, rewrite, whatever else. It isn't a, once you use a tool, you're done with it and typically move forward. It's use a tool, get what you want, maybe use another tool, then might go back to another tool, refine the section. So you can keep playing around with this until you are perfectly happy with it.
Yeah, like this one here, the call to adventure. So, okay, there's not enough information in there. So I said, can you expand and give a new plot as an example? And I do a quick chat. It's not a quick edit, it's a quick chat. I want to know what it can do for me.
And the difference for those wondering, quick edit is going to cross out the words. And if you accept that, it will replace it. Now you can go back in history and grab it. I'm too lazy. So I actually typically just use quick chat for it all. That way I can just copy the output, paste it right there in the document, then combine the two to my liking. But that is really the difference. Plus they look at a few different things.
So it's telling you here, of course, how about a subplot involving Cinderella discovering a hidden magical gift inherited of her parents? This gift could be an ability to communicate with the animals. It's okay. Then he's asking me if it's good. What do you think about that? So what I'm going to do is say, okay, I like it. So I'm going to highlight this part, copy it. I probably should highlight everything and put it inside my underneath, but just to show you how I do it with that is I go back. I'm going to highlight again, and I already have what I want. So I'm going to go to quick edit, and instead of going to quick chat, I'm going to leave it at quick edit, and I'm going to enter. So what about doing this? And I'm just going to leave it at that. And it's going to cross and rewrite with the suggestion we got from chatting with the other one.
And this is the beauty of working with AI, because seeing your little, what it gave you, that immediately made my mind jump to like a shifter romance. Okay, I like that she could communicate with animals. Now what if one of those animals ends up being a shifter and becomes the love interest or one of the love interests?
Yep. So Nicole, that's how you get your imagination and all the spark you need to keep writing. And the Cinderella story is no longer the story you start with. You just got something totally new that you can actually, it's yours. You just brainstorm with chat and you get a new story and you say, oh my God, I like it. And then from there, you fall in love with your character, your story, and then you make a very nice novel out of it. So you can reject or you can accept it. Now, when you accept it, this part you will delete. So I'm going to show you how to not having it to go away. So we're going to accept, then I'm going to do Ctrl-Z. So I have the new part and the one that it got crossed out. And then we have a new twist and a lot more fun part for our story. Any question on the quick chat and ChatGPT and the other one? Was it clear enough? Thank you, everyone. I got the shifter name. That's good, Jade. Super. All right, one more thing. We have our box here. You know, there's nothing in it. I want to put that inside my box to say this is my 201. You get to go over, right over the arrow until you get that very light color underneath. Then you drop. And then it's going to be inside the little box. A lot of people these days have a problem. It's very hard to get them in the box. So that's how we get them in the box. All right, let's get into Story Bible. Brain dump. I'm going to go get my brain dump because remember I got my own story. Select all, set a copy. and I'm going to go in, bring them in Story Bible. So here we have our Story Bible where we can bring our work. This is one of the biggest part of Sudowrite is this part here. So you have your brain dump, and that brain dump is going to affect your synapses and your beats. So once I put it here, I can ask a brand new synapses. So I'm going to pass my information here, that everything that I know about my synapses I got before, or my brain dump that I did under my story element that I'm bringing it in. Then you have your genre. So your genre is going to affect your outline, your beats, and your prose. So, okay, my genre, I brought it here, there. So I'm going to copy my genre, and I'm going to put it into my genre here in Story Bible. Here, people, you can full up. You have 40 words that you can full up. Some people totally put a lot of stuff in the genre. They have more than 40 words. If you want to have more than 40 words, you can separate your words with a dash. And you can see my words went from 4 to 3. Sorry, I have a phone call. I have to. All right. So this is how you do it. I'm going to do a burger, so I have only these words, and we're good. Personally, I prefer to keep my genre very basic and just put my very important information, and the AI is really responding very well to what I want to do here. Now, the style, you can go and get the style that you know you have. That's not this. You go under my style, and I can go and copy my style here and bring it into the style, or I can ask Sudowrite to give me my style. So you can do this, copy, go in your style, bring it in, but remember we only have 40 words. So somehow I have to get my style smaller. So right there, I'm having a problem. So what I'm going to do match my style, and I'm going to bring the style I have before. And I could actually get even more information. If I close it, it's not going to, I think it's not enough information for that. So I'm going to go in my synopsis, and I'm going to add my style to give more information to start match my style in the box. So what I did is I took my style that I had under my genre, and I stick it to my synopsis. And I'm just going to copy all of it, and I'm going to bring it into my style. So I have more information to match my style, because you have up to 2,000 words. So now I have my synopsis and plus the style that I know that I had before, but I wanted more information. And I'm just going to go and say, click next. It's going to think, and it's giving me a pretty good short one. So the story should be third person omniscient, past tense. The story of Sandra told in a third person omniscient, so we can all read that. We copy that. We want to keep it in our information. We just don't leave this box yet. We haven't got the okay from Sudowrite to go and send to doc. Did they change anything as far as this, Nicole? Do you know?
No, ma'am, I don't even think that's on their radar. It's probably something that'll end up
In the future.
We need to bring that up to them.
Yeah.
Kind of like a dead button right now, or if y'all use it, you're gonna have to start this process over again.
Exactly. So if you click send to doc, you have to restart the process again, which use credit. So just go and click next. So you copy it in your clipboard and click next. It's going to compress it to 40 words or less. And this part here, you go and put insert. Now you have 24 words into your style. Personally, I don't like to work in past tense. I like to work in present tense. I go and change that. So third person omniscient, present tense. I can even say which POV I want if I want to. Everything in the style you can change the who's speaking, how they speak, where they are. If you do a true story or something which is done like in Quebec, for me, I'm French, so thing is done in Quebec and people speak both language, I can put that in the style. I can also put it in the character. There's so many places you can put it. There's so much stuff you can do with Sudowrite. It's hard to teach in one shot. But this is how you can get your style. You can bring your own writing. You can also bring an author that you love. This is where you can take a part of such story from another book that you really love and you want to write in a similar style than they have. You can bring it into the style, 2,000 words, and ask Sudowrite what style that author is writing in. Don't go and put in a style, I want to write like Mr. Brown. It's not, how would I say that? It's legally, I don't think it's right. And I don't want someone to copy my style by saying I want to write like Manon. I want someone to say they want my style, they just do the work. Go see how I work, but don't put my name inside, and because eventually you're going to get, if you put Mr. Brown, I want to write like Mr. Brown, you're going to have it in your story at some place. So anything you want to add to that, Nicole?
I 100% agree, and I haven't heard any updates, but I did hear there was actually authors potentially suing over people using their style, their names with things like this.
Yeah.
So it's best to avoid it. Ask ChatGPT to describe that author's style. Pick the word you like with, just like Manon's talking about. I would veer far away from it. Plus, you want it to make it yours, because if you're throwing in other people's names, guess what? There's a good chance a character or setting or something of theirs is going to come into your story. You definitely don't want that.
Exactly. So avoid that. So this Match My Style is a lot better. That will give you the style, and then from there you can develop your own style. All right, so we have our brain dump, our genre, we have our style. We can ask our synopsis to be developed by Sudowrite, or I can bring my own synopsis that I already have up here. So the synopsis is going to come from the brain dump and my genre. So let's see what it's going to give us if I ask Sudowrite to give me a synopsis. We generate a synopsis right here. And during is doing that, I will show you how much credit we used this far. So Match My Style use only 91 credit. The first one, then the second one. So the thing we brought about 600 words in. So it cost the first match to it 235 credit, and the 40 words 91 credit. So that gives you an idea. The quick edit, as you can see, cost me nothing because I used the free version. Canvas, we use it on a few outline. So you can see that the last one cost me 1,226, and the first one was 972, second 632, and 736. So that's not too bad for getting an outline, which Canvas give very good outline, I got to say, and it's easy to go in and fix your outline. Any question this far?
Chat is pretty clear, and people loved that trick that you did with the asking quick edit to rewrite that quick chat thing.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so we have our synopsis here that was done by Sudowrite. So in the replenment Kingdom of Ever After, where Grand Castle pierce the sky and a verdant hill roll into the horizon, a timeless tale of love and resilience unfold. At its heart beats the story of Cinderella, a young woman who, unyielding spirit, shine as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness that threatened to consume her world. So, born in life of privilege, as fate would have it, proclaim a echo in the kingdom, with the wave of her godmother, yet the clock strike midnight in the tale. So you see, we have pretty much Cinderella as we know it. So I don't have to read everything because you already know the story. So that's what I like the way I'm doing this. Now, if you don't like that synopsis, you can ask to rewrite it. Now, give me some idea on how we can rewrite the synopsis to make it more exciting, more dark, more fun. What do you think? Idea?
Nothing in chat. You know me, I'm always up for dark.
Dark or darkness?
We got a more erotic in chat.
Okay, more twists. Do we have anyone which is too young? Or everyone is up to age?
Everyone should be of age.
And darker. That's a good one. All right, please rewrite with more twist, erotic, more twists. How would you write that? More erotica? Or just erotic like that?
Rewrite with more twist, make it more erotic.
And darker.
Sounds good.
So rewrite with more twists and make it more erotic and darker. Let's see what we get with a rewrite of that. This is how you can change anything with the rewrite. So in the kingdom of hereafter, where the castle pierced the sky, the verdant hill, we keep going, folding erotic story. Born in a life of privilege is the same idyllic existence is shattered, then the cruel end of fate strip her of her beloved parents, left to the mercy of the wicked stepmother, servitude, as fate will have it, the proclamation of echo to the kingdom, heralding the arrival of a grand royal ball, bride, glimmer, journey. With a wave of her godmother wand, Cinderella is transformed into a vision, breathtaking beauty and grace. Her tattered rags, keep going, looking for erotic and darker. But as night progresses, Cinderella's true nature is revealed. She is not the innocent and obedient servant she appears to be. Rather, she is a skilled seductress, using her wit and charm to manipulate around her to get what she wants. The prince is not immune to her charm, and soon they find themselves entangled in a passionate erotic affair. So we have a much different story. Yeah, she's having an affair.
In a twist of events, they all three live happily ever after together.
Yeah, for the end of Cinderella's unyielding spirit and the prince's unwavering devotion that triumph over the cruelty of the world, their union serve a poignant reminder that even in the darkness of time, when all seems lost, the power of love can conquer all, a true and timeless as a tale itself. And so, as a curtain fall, blah, 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 blah. All right. So we have centrality, we have twists, maybe not as dark as we want, but it's a good start. So let's keep going. Now we have brand new box. This month, these box just came out. So we can ask to generate all the character, or we can customize. So I'm going to go with the basic today, and we can go deeper if we have to tomorrow in the 301. But right now we're just going to go and generate all the character that we have in our story. So here our interrogation point is telling you that this section is generated based on the existing synopsis and the brain dump if the synopsis is not there. So this is something new they work on. This is since the start of this week, right? They start saying that we're going to, because the synopsis doesn't have enough character or words in it. So this says if the synopsis is not there, it's going to use the brain dump, which has more information in it because we have 2,000 words in there. So any idea how that works when we have both, Nicole?
So if you have both synopsis and brain dump, it's going to pull from synopsis.
Okay. So I think we have a pretty good synopsis because our synopsis is the new one with the twist. Our brain dump has nothing about our twist and our erotica. So, which is a good thing, is going to get it from the synopsis. So let's generate those characters. Click on generate. Any question I can answer during that time?
Nothing in chat. I just want to throw it out too. Something I like to do, again, going back to that reiterating process, I will actually do my brain dump and synopsis a few times. So how she liked the synopsis better. I would actually then copy that into brain dump, make any additional changes I want to make, turn around and generate yet another synopsis. Just that's what works for my process. We're always telling you, find what works for you. That helps me get those ideas into my head.
Yeah, you can use the process over and over and over until you're very happy. You can go rewrite as many times as you want until you get exactly what you want. And also, please do not be T-Rex. You can reach the keyboard and you can write what you want also. Like I said, I could have take my synopsis I had done before, and I could have copy, put it inside of my synopsis, and I could have take my synopsis and rewrite it the same way that I use the one that Sudowrite give me. All right, so we have Cinderella, which changed her name, so Everheart. So we have the pronouns, the group she could be in if she have other name. On top here, you have element of history. That's new. Can you tell us how that worked, Nicole?
So this is good. You'll mainly see it come into play when you're upgrading your characters from the old box. So let's say you had that old 700 word character box. You made a few changes, then you upgraded, got your new character cards. If you open up this history, you will actually see your old 700 word box changes too. So you could always restore something from there if you wanted. But
That's cool.
just now, since it's starting from scratch, any changes she makes going forward will be here. And
Cool.
somebody did ask, whenever you are ready, to please show how many credits the generate cast used.
So we use 15,850 credit. And it's not just one character. So let's go see how many characters we have and all the details. We have a fantastic character block now because we have so much words we can use, so much element you can put in, and you can add your own elements also. So like Cinderella, we know she is the protagonist. So we can put right there, that's what she is. You can go in and change anything about a Cinderella that you want to change. You can add elements to it. So if you want to add things like, do they have a way of her speaking? Yeah, there's an element here showing how she speaks, things like that. So that's a good thing. So we go and add more stuff tomorrow in the 301. So we have our prince, which has a lot of information too, and his name is Leo, other name. So he has the Prince Leopold Hinsworth. So he's a human in his mid-20s, and we have a sample of how he speaks. So he is what? He is he's part of he's also a protagonist, or should I put it as supporting character?
I'm sorry, did you just revert to French? What did you say?
Protagonist or supporting character?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just slipped into French there.
Je peux si tu veux.
I would say love interest because Cinderella's the main focus. So I would put him as the love interest.
There we go. So we just taught you how to use your character right there on giving their roles in your story right away. Now we have Lady Elara, which is manipulative, powerful. Who is she in the story? Her speech.
I'm betting that's his, the one that's claiming to be his bride.
Lady Elara will be the bride?
So that would, I guess, be the antagonist if, they're not going to end up together.
Power hungry. Yeah, that would be the antagonist right there. They don't have another name for her. So we have, now I'm going to show you also when it's so much information here, you go on the little arrow, you can collapse it. So we did give our protagonist, love interest. We have antagonists. We have Aurelia Blackwood. Oh, so those are the sister. Poise tragic. So this is also another antagonist. It's the sister. Can close it down. She should have, yeah, she have two sisters from, yes, Daria.
There's a question from Richard. He was wondering that he sees an option to add individual characters, but he doesn't see that on your screen. Could you just scroll up a bit and show that to him?
Yes, we'll get there right after I finish with this. I'm
Okay.
going to show you how
Good.
to add your own character. Thank you. All
Thank
right,
you.
so we have Finland, Twisterwood. So Finland should be the fairy. So that will be a supporting character right there because she's going to help Cinderella. Collapse. Wilkersbury, one of the animals. So that's one of the mouse. And the mouse would be, shall we put the mouse in the minor or supporting?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even really mess with these. I leave all mine blank.
All right, I will put it, she's talking to the mouse a lot. So let's put it in a supporting. Because that make a difference when you get your beats and your prose where they put these people or animals. So Isadora, yes?
Right. I got that.
I cannot hear Nanut, she's speaking or it's
I
okay.
can't tell if they were trying to ask a question or if it was just background noise, so I muted. So if you do want to ask a question, let us know.
Thank you. All right. So this is how you go and you give your character their position in the book. So they have, as you can see, we have a lot of character. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 characters, unless I don't know to count anymore. So therefore, when we ask about how much credit we use, it's not just one character that showed up. We have 9 characters which use 15,000 credit. So now, if you want to add a character, right here, you can go and add a character to it. You just click add. It's going to go to the bottom and you can go here and it says, all right, Manon is part of the story. Her nickname is Love, and she's going to be a sporting character. Then you can go ahead and put your personality, the background, the physical, everything you want about your character for the story. This is how you go about adding a character. Does that answer your question on how to add a character? Right. So I could go and put all the information I want. So if I go to my character box that I did earlier, I can go and get any of my character here. Let's go. I'm going to be the queen in this one. So I have my description in my language. I can copy that. Let's go in our character. So I'll show you how to put it in quickly. Let's go under Manon. And put everything in there. So the description is going to be here. So let's get this X description. You see how quickly you can get, you just put everything in one box and you can bring it there. Language, dialogue style, speak language. We don't have a lot of information, but that gives you an idea on how to. The gender, she is female. How do you put that there for female? Yeah, female. So, female. And she's human. Age, sporting, mid 40. I ran your plugin twice. Okay. Nickname, it's already up here and it's down here too. Other name and nickname. Do you think it's a difference between that and that, Nicole?
Other name and nickname? I don't think so. I think that nickname field would be redundant. I would just keep it in the other names.
And I can put an example of dialogue. And right there, I can put down that she speaks French. So my dialogue, I can put it in French.
And it was talked about in chat. So for the purposes of the recording and others that aren't reading chat, you can see Manon has a bunch of individual boxes. This is also the way I like to do mine. You don't have to do every single thing in a box. She can combine, the physical description, the age, the gender, all those. You just want to be careful with that because the AI is going to try to grab information. The more information it has to read through and pull just to find that detail that you want it to have, it can end up costing you credits. So try to balance, grouping some things, but possibly separating others.
Yeah, because before we had just one box to do all our character, and it was like 700 character or 700 words, right? And now we have unlimited, and for each character for our story, which you can do a lot of information and give a lot of punch to your story with getting your character well described and well ordered for your story. So this is how we do our character. Now we can keep on going our outline because we are already on the hour, past the hour. I'm so sorry I passed over the hour. How many people we have left? Because I know people goes to work.
We're still at 21. A couple
All
people
right.
have had to drop and somebody else has to go now too. So it's probably a good stopping point.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop here for this class. I'm going to keep teaching and answer a question for the people who wants to stay longer. And tomorrow I'm going to catch up exactly here when we're going to start our outline in Story Bible. Like I said, we have so much information to teach you in 1 hour. It's very, very hard to show you everything. So we may have to add a few class to the series for teaching everything, Nicole, in the future.
Yeah,
But-
well, if the 101 beginner series does well, then people will get all the basic walkthrough through there. And then when we do our regulars, we can start diving into some workflows that might work out pretty well.
Sounds great. I'm going to say to the people who are still there, you're going to receive an email. Please tell us how you think about the class, how there was a teaching, if you learn a lot of stuff. Please do not go and put down that the program did not work properly for you, or it crashed, or you have other technical problem with the software. I'm not a technician. I'm here to teach you my way of using Sudowrite, like Nicole is going to do it on her class, Miss Lynn, John. We have a bunch of teachers, Tabby, and very soon Gianna going to teach you how they do their own style. So for me, I work a lot with children books. I have a series of 52 books I'm working on, and basically that's why I chose Sandrella, so something that everyone knows. So hopefully I answer a lot of your questions. Please come back tomorrow because we're going to finish this and answer more questions and go deeper. And then Friday is going to be a lot deeper and in different language. Should I stop the recording, Nicole, you think?
We do have one question that would be helpful for the recording if you want to answer it first.
What is it?
Okay, they actually have two questions. So first, how can you export the final version of your story from Sudowrite? And the other question is, can we make versions of the story, such as duplicating the story?
Like I show at the start?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. To export, for me, I'm using Vellum. So for me, I don't take the export button and export into a Word document. I work as I go. I open my Vellum, and each time I finish a chapter, I'm taking my chapter and I bring it directly into Vellum. Now, other people, though, they go into Home And this is the little 3 dots here. Like earlier when I start the class, you can export all of it by clicking export. And when you do that, it's going to bring you to, I don't know if you can see, I have a small folder on top here. I can open it and it's telling me the class today is in a zip file. I can go open it and it's going to be a Word document if I'm not wrong. So it's showing you, so every little part of my class, the documents are here. And for me, it's going to go in Page. So if I open that to give you an example, that's what that look like. It's going to open my page. It's going to, here we go. So what we had work on, this part, which is the outline and everything, the synopsis of this part of the story, it's right here in Page. And then you can do the same way you do normally with your other stories. Or you can again go to our 3 dots and you can duplicate. So you click on duplicate and then you have your copy. It's going to bring everything over. And once it's done, it's going to allow you to go in. So you have to take everything from here, put it there, and it shows copy. So you know it's not your original, it's your copy. So if I open this, everything that I had from the original one, it's here. And this the stuff you want to do, like a series of book, like I said earlier, you go in and you can delete things. So what I did today, my kids series, I create a new, a duplicate. And I just went in, and instead of going in here and delete everything, you just go on your 3 dots and you can go delete, confirm. Or one thing that I have 378 story in my series. So instead of going delete and back and forth, I just took everything and I put in a folder and then I delete the folder. So this way it goes faster than having to delete one after the other. Just a trick I found out this morning on how to delete a lot of my file in one shot instead of going back and forth. It's a lot of clicking. Is that the answer to the question?
Yes, ma'am. He said, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'm going to stop the recording. For the people who stays with me, we can chat and answer a lot more questions if you were shy to do it during the video that we have. So I want to thank you everyone, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bring a question, and tonight or for the rest of the day, go in, practice, use it, and tell us tomorrow how you feel. And if you have a snag, let us know, and we're going to go through it. So let's stop that recording.